From the heart of the Cape, this is Barnstable Today for Wednesday, September 24th. Welcome aboard. I'm Mark Mumford.
Shell fishermen turn out in force to have their say before the Coastal Resources Committee. That's our main focus today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Friel.
The shell fishermen expressed their concerns about the impact of power boats and the number of docks and piers.
The Coastal Resources Committee is focusing on the three bays and the Centerville River area, but they were asked last evening about expanding their focus.
I'm here to ask you for more, as long as you're at it. I don't know why you couldn't broaden your scope to include other areas other than three bays, such as Shoestring Bay or Papaneset Bay. Thank you.
Just in response to that, initially we thought about including the whole town, but then when we started in, we saw what a huge task this is to pull everything together. Even with a document that has already been done, that we wouldn't be able to do it justice. And we did say that if we come up with generic or universal type of goals and policies that can be applied to other areas, that we would recommend that to do so. The Camp Dresser-McGee plan stated that they recommended that the town go into these other areas and take those areas on, and it really never did, obviously. Now it seems to be the biggest thing is, if there's any one item that's a hot item, is the shellfish and the quahog. But that was done. Other things have been done throughout the town, just, from in the past 18 years or so. The steps have been taken. I mean, the Conservation Commission has come out with the guidelines for their docks and piers. I mentioned earlier the Board of Health has now put in a new restricted zone for septic systems. And there are other things, if you go through, it didn't lay fallow. It wasn't as though things weren't being addressed. It wasn't as though they said, they opened the book and went to page 20 and say, okay, now you go implement page 20. It did happen. A lot happened, and we're a lot better off than we were back then. But right now, our main force, as I see it, and I think the rest of my committee would agree, that water quality is absolutely the biggest issue that we have, and it's going to take some strong efforts, and not everybody's going to like it.
Good evening, Jim Crocker, Ostville. I am the Precinct 5 counselor, but I come tonight to speak before you, and thank you for your time on this board. The task is monumental, and you will receive support of our council, I'm sure, to implement what's in the best interest of our community at the end of the day. We all recognize the problem that's here. The conversation that you just had, Mr. Chairman, is so paramount in making sure the public understands that this story isn't a one-sided story. It really is that a study was completed and a great amount of that was done. I mean, earlier we heard it sits on the shelf, nobody does it, and that's really not the way this has gone in the past, and it's not the way it'll go after you people are completed with your work. The same is true, I did hear from a previous speaker that the moratorium wasn't voted through. That's incorrect. We all know there's a moratorium in place at this time for an 18-month period. So, we have to say that people are identifying what the problems are. We're giving ourselves time to work through it, and we're trying to identify what is the appropriate way to manage our issues and find a cooperative effort for our community. I'm not ready at all to throw conservation under the bus and suggest they're not prepared to do the job that's at hand and that they've been doing. When you look at the Pleasant Bay study, there was a number of issues that came forward that those three towns were not nearly as advanced as the town of Barnstable.
Energy conservation remains a hot topic that permeates just about all aspects of our existence.
With that in mind, Kathleen Gerard from the town's Growth Management Department offers some expertise in regard to compact fluorescent light bulbs.
Kathleen, why don't you introduce yourself to our viewers today about what your title is and what your job is for the town of Barnstable.
Hi, my name is Kathleen Gerard. I'm the Community and Economic Development Coordinator for the town of Barnstable in the Growth Management Department. Today, I guess we're going to talk a little bit about compact fluorescent light bulbs. and why we should use them, and also the proper way to dispose of them.
So, Kathleen, why should people switch over to compact fluorescent light bulbs?
The main reason they should is because it's an easy, effective, and low-cost way that people can take in their homes to reduce their energy use. The reduction in energy use if they use certified, Energy Star certified compact fluorescent light bulbs is noted at about 75% reduction in energy use, which means that it's a reduction in the greenhouse gas emissions, and also hopefully it will be reflected in their energy bills for their homes.
And I've heard that compact fluorescent light bulbs also last up to 10 times longer than a normal incandescent light bulb. Is that true?
That's correct. And many of them say right on the packaging how long they last. Several of them are up to 10 years. So.
And I heard that some people are kind of questioning whether or not to use them because sometimes it takes them a little while to warm up. What's that all about?
Yeah, I have converted in my home too, and they do take a few seconds to warm up. Not to warm up, because they don't actually get hot, and they don't. It's another way they save your energy. They're not releasing heat in the process of when they're lit, but they just sort of get brighter. It takes a few more minutes to get brighter, so you want to use them in places that won't be a hindrance in your home. But common places where you're using lights all the time, a few seconds and they're ready to go.
I've also heard people say compact fluorescent light bulbs can be dangerous because they contain mercury. Is that true?
Dangerous is a strong word, and I wouldn't say they're dangerous. They do contain a very small amount of mercury, and they say it's the amount of the tip of your ballpoint pen, so it's really not a large amount, and they are contained within the glass tubing. So when you're using your lights, no mercury is being released, and as long as you properly handle them, there's no danger of releasing mercury. That being said, it is important on how you dispose of your compact fluorescent light bulbs. And if we could call them CFLs from now on, because it's easier, that would be great. Sure. So if you take the CFLs in the town of Barnstable, we have an advantage. The town of Barnstable, our transfer station, where you bring your household trash, has free returning for recyclables, and CFLs, it can be returned there. They can be returned 7 days a week. And I forget their hours, and I should know that. My apologies.
7:30 to 3:30?
7:30 to 3:30, 7 days a week, and that's every day. You don't have to wait for the hazardous waste collection days, which many people are afraid. They hold on to them thinking you have to do that. When they go to return the compact fluorescent light bulbs, you want to make sure you're carrying them carefully. You don't want them to break in transit. So it's really a good idea to wrap the light bulbs either in newspaper, plastic bags, or something like that, and put them in a box. You don't want to just throw them in a box with all your other returnables that might tap against them and break the glass.
Thinking of energy, a lot of folks probably cranking up their heating systems for the fall, but it won't be quite as chilly tonight. In weather tonight, mostly clear skies with lows just below 50. Then tomorrow, increasing clouds, maybe some rain moving in by tomorrow evening with highs just nudging above 60.
As far as meetings here in town go, a pretty busy schedule this evening. An accessory affordable apartment program hearing at 6 in the Town Hall hearing room, at 7 Old Kings Highway at the West Barnstable Community Building, and also at 7 the Zoning Board of Appeals in the Town Hall hearing room. Tomorrow, site plan review at 9 a.m. in Town Hall, and the Charter Commission also in Town Hall hearing room at 7 in the evening.
And a heads up for golfers who can support education at the same time by participating in the first annual Barnstable Education Foundation Golf Tournament coming up at the Highness Golf Course on Saturday, October 18th.
It's a scramble format, $475 per team until the 10th of October. Registering a team after that date will cost you $500. You can get additional information by going to the Barnstable Education Foundation website. That's going to wrap up our show today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Friel.
We'll meet you right back here tomorrow. I'm Mark Mumford.